Hello, welcome to a Photoshop tutorial. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to create a mosaic text effect out of some of your pictures. We might animate it if we've got time at the end. It's quite a lot to get through in this. I'm going to show you how to create an action, how to apply that action in the image processing, and also then how to create a contact sheet, and then how to use it in a clipping group with text to create the mosaic text effect. So let's get started. First of all, we want to create the actions. Let's bring up the actions palette and let's create a new set. Let's just call it mine random. Click OK. Now an action basically is a record of any actions that you do in Photoshop, from when you click new action, from when you press stop, and you get some default ones here as standard with Photoshop, and basically they'll let you do different things to images quite automatically, really. So you could do sepia toning, press play, and there you've done it's done it for us. Let's revert that, come down to mine random, and I'm going to click on new, and I'm going to call this 500 by 500 because I want to create an action where all the images I apply it to in the image processing script, I think it is, will be 500 by 500. So I want them all the same size. So record. So the first thing I do is image size 500, 500, and we don't want to constrain the portions. Click OK. That's it. So now we can just press stop. Now if I open up a image, and let's do, where's the animals, and I run that, it'll just resize it. That's what I want. So we can get rid of that, we can get rid of that. I've got the action. We'll come to file, scripts, image processor. In here we want to select the folder. Now I created a folder called to be scaled, and I put 20 pictures of animals in there, and that's the folder we want. So to be scaled, click OK, and we want to save them in scaled. Click OK. Save them as JPEG. Quality 5 is fine, and we want to run the action. The set is mine random, and the action is 500 by 500. We don't need copyright info. That we can just leave off, and we'll click run. Okay, so it's done that. If I open up the scaled photos folder, you'll see they're all 500 by 500. Yes, so we can get rid of that. Get rid of that. Now we want to go file. Let's just close this. File, automate, contact sheet. We want to create a contact sheet. So the folder we want to use is JPEG in the scaled photos folder. Don't need to include the subfolders because we've got the right folder. And then I choose to flatten all layers, and I come down to thumbnails. Now I place across first, and 5 columns, 4 rows. So when I come back up to the document, I change the unit to pixels, and if it's 5 columns, so that's 5 across, and we know that 500 by 500, so 5 times 5 is 2500, and 4 rows, so that's 4 times 500 is 2000 pixels, and then we know it'll fit perfectly onto our contact sheet. The resolution can just be 72. The rest is fine. We don't want a caption because that will add text underneath each of our images, and we'll click OK. Now this bit takes a bit of time, so I'm going to fast forward. Right, so this is the result. This is our contact sheet, and as you can see there's 4 rows, 5 columns, 20 images in all. Now we can get our text tool. I'm going to use a nice bold font, so I'll use the Arial black. You should all have that. And I'm just going to type with caps lock on Mosaic, caps lock off, hit the enter on a numerical keypad, or you could just tick the arrow. Control T, and I'll just transform this up, make it quite large. Like so. And I'll put that underneath the contact sheet, and then I'll hold down Control, click on New Layer, and then my background color is black, so I'm going to fill that new layer with black. Control Delete, and then I'm going to come in between contact sheet layer and mosaic layer, holding down Alt until it changes to this little arrow with a square beside it, and click, and that creates a clipping group. Now let's add some layer styles to this mosaic, but first of all let's just do a Control A, V for the move tool, and we'll just align it vertically, horizontally. Control D to deselect, double click the layer styles. I'm going to add a stroke, probably a 50% grey stroke, just to give it a little outline, and we'll give it a bevel and emboss, turn the depth up, the highlight and the shadow, and I think that's fine for the contour. You could play about with size, but I quite like it just subtle like that. Click OK, and there we have our mosaic text effects. Now the good thing about this, we're on the move tool, we can come up to this contact sheet and choose whereabouts we want this. We could even transform this contact sheet and make it smaller, some more images inside, but I prefer to leave it as it is. And let's just quickly animate it. Window, timeline, create video thumbnail, contact sheet, position, come to 3 seconds, bring our work area down, keyframe the position like we have done, and then go up until we get to the other end. Now when we hit the spacebar to play it, you can see it's scrolling through them images in our text. Quite a nice effect. So that's how you can create a mosaic text effect using Actions, Image Processor, Contact Sheet, and use it to create a clipping group with text and animate it and add some layer styles. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.